In UNA 13.1, the timeline module has feeds for groups. Let's see how they work. I will log into spacenook.app, which is our starter kit designed to look and work somewhat similar to Facebook. And if we look at Facebook as an example, the groups actually have the feed as the first page. They call it your feed, and it shows posts from all the groups that you're following, usually same as groups that you're a member of. Up until UNA 13.1, we could not achieve that in UNA. It's close to Facebook, but now we can. And I'm here to show you how. To start with, we will have a look at the groups section. As you can see, we have Discover page, Your Groups, Top, Search, Manage, but there's no feed. First, we'll go to Studio and create a page. We'll add a new page, and we call it Groups Feed. The system name is the name that you only see in the Studio, so just for you to be able to find it easily. And the title for that page would be what the users actually see on the page. So we can also call it Groups Feed. Now, UNA will generate a URL. In this case, it just mimics the title. You can change this URL, but most importantly, you need to save it. You will need it later. The link, the URL are the same. We'll leave the type as default. We can change at any stage. And for now, we'll keep submenu as inherited because I want to show you how that submenu actually works. We will have to change it later, but let's do it in the next step. Let's create that page. All right, so this is an empty page. We can click View Page to have a look at how it looks. So we have Groups Feed empty. Go back to it. We'll go to Add Blocks. The new Groups Feed is provided by Timeline module. So we go to Timeline here and scroll down. We will have a new block called Followed Groups. Timeline. When you see the name Timeline in the type of feed, that usually means that it's just a single column layout. Whereas if it's outline, it may be tiled, kind of like a masonry grid layout. In this case, it's Followed Groups Timeline. We'll select this block and we add it to the page. Okay, we add this block to the page and let's have a look at how this page works now. So we added the feed, and as you can see, I already have a few posts in some groups, and under this user, I'm following those groups. This page looks good, but I think that the feed could be a bit more narrow. So let's squeeze it down. We'll go to the page builder again, Settings, Layout, and choose Narrow Layout. Have a look. Now it's narrow. The page is almost ready. The only thing that's missing is the submenu. For example, if you want to switch to different types of pages within Groups module, like maybe browse new pages, explore, see my groups and things like that, you would want those links to be on this page as well. So therefore, we go to Page Settings, and in submenu, we select Groups submenu. So that means that it will show the same submenu as the standard Groups module pages show. And once we reload, we have the submenu. There's one more thing that's missing here now, though. Even though we're in the Groups feed, this Groups feed page is not part of this submenu. So we want to add it to this submenu so that when we go other pages, like to Discover, for example, or Top, we want to go back to that feed. Let's do that. First, I'll navigate back to Groups feed. To change the link or add link to a menu, we always need to go to Navigation Builder in Luna Studio. In this case, this is a Groups module submenu. So in Modules, we select Groups and find Groups submenu. It has 5 items now, and we need to add a new one. Our link was called Groups Feed, and the title will be Your Feed. We don't need a parent item or submenu here, but we do need to bring the URL. So here we use the same URL that we created for the page that when we added a new page, and it was feed. Send it. So you can see it added to the bottom of the list, and we can move it, drag it up all the way to the top. And now if we go back and have a look at the submenu and reload the page, we can see the link in the beginning. Perfect. So we added your feed to the Groups module, and it looks great. Let's have a look. When we're on the home page and we click Groups, we have your feed here, but the first page that we open is Discover. That is because our navigation, main navigation, is still linking to the old Discover page. We can change that too. To do that, we need to go to Navigation Builder, choose System, Menus. Oh, we need to switch to Menus. Sometimes keep an eye on whether you're in Sets, Items, or Menus. In this case, we should start from Menus. So we're in Menus, we choose System, and we find the first one, Site Navigation. In Site Navigation, we now have this Groups link, which we want to change because it is still linking to Groups Home. You can just change it to the page that you created previously, Groups Feed, and save. Okay, let's see what changed. If we go back to our homepage, for example, and click Groups, now you can see in the status bar that the link has changed. It is now linking us to Groups Feed. And if we click Groups, we open the feed. Pretty simple, took us a few minutes, and we added the Groups feed to Una.